Hello, Orinoco here. My job is to help you to understand the wonderful world of Nitro RC. Little RC cars with a real engine on board. You can probably hear by the fireworks that we're in November. Firework night. November the 5th, Guy Fawkes night. My goal by the end of 2025, is to be at 10,000 subscribers. So, if you like what I'm about to tell you, or you like any of my other videos, because I've got a whole series on the go dedicated to beginners of Nitro RC. I'm on a mission, a life mission, to help as many people as possible discover and understand the wonderful hobby of Nitro RC. Because I simply think that it's a valuable hobby and it should be appreciated. So, we're going to have a look at how you start up your Nitro car. As you can see here, I've got one on the bench, and I'm going to show you a few things that you need. You've probably already heard about how incredibly simple and easy a Nitro car is to just simply use, and I'm going to show you how simple and easy it is. All you need is your car, obviously, your transmitter. I've already turned it on. I'm prepared. I know. I know. You're thinking, Orinoco, how can you be this prepared? Well, I am. So, it's only because I had to put a battery in it beforehand, obviously. Well, that's still being prepared. I put a battery in it and I just left it switched on, and I've just realised it. So, there we go. I was accidentally prepared. Anyway, so you got your car, your transmitter. You need a driver for screwing on the needle, but you don't need that to start the car. This video is primarily on how to start your Nitro car, but you will need that at some point. And some kind of 8mm spanner. This is for getting the glow plug out the top if you happen to flood your engine. A glow starter, quite important because it won't start without a glow starter. What that does is it makes the glow plug glow, so you can start it up. And once it's started, it will continue to glow all by itself. I know, absolutely incredible, but it does. And then you need some fuel. In this case, this is what I've got to hand. There's loads of other fuels you can use. Pick yourself out a nitro fuel and go with it. And ideally, a little bottle like this. You can buy these in most nitro car shops. You just suck the fuel out of there, put it in here, and then you just spray a bit inside the tank, and before you know it, you've got a full tank of nitro. So, if we take the shed off, we can have a look. This is the car. It's very simple. Let's have a bit of a zoom in, and you can see exactly how simple this is. You just watch this. In fact, let's do it all in one take, as long as my audio doesn't stop recording. It looks like we're still recording, so there we go. Now we're right in on the action. This is a Nitro car. There is the engine, there is the air filter, there is the one and only needle on this carburetor. This takes care of the fueling in all aspects, high, mid-range and low. This is the exhaust pipe, this is the nitro tank, that is a servo, and so is that. That is the battery and receiver box. These are the wheels. The rest of the car is not necessary at this point in time, apart from the pull start, because you need that. Very easily, if you've got a primer on your tank, obviously fill up the tank. I've already done so with half a tank of nitro. Use the primer. That will prime the fuel. If you haven't got a primer, there's a couple of ways in which you can prime your nitro engine. My favourite way, because it ensures a good prime and it doesn't involve turning the engine over, is to take off this little pipe from the exhaust and blow down there. That will pressurise the tank and push fuel down the line up into the carburetor. You can also put your thumb or something over the exhaust and pull a couple of times on the pull starter. That creates a pressure because the engine, when it's not burning fuel or not running, it is pumping air, because an engine is essentially a pump. It sucks in air through the filter, compresses it, and then pumps it out the exhaust pipe. When it's running, it will be doing that with a bit of fuel, but it's essentially a pump. It pushes air down the pipe, into that pipe, into the tank, which then pushes the fuel in, and there we go. That's how you can prime it that way. Then you get hold of your glow starter, you put your glow starter in the top, and then you simply pull a couple of times. Now, you might find it necessary when the engine is cold to give it a little bit of a rev with your transmitter, just to get the revs up a bit so that it can warm up. Because with a carbureted engine, the engine needs to be at a running temperature in order for it to actually run optimally. Before then, a carbureted engine will be a little bit skew-whiff. It won't quite be right because the engine is cold and it requires a bit of a richer mixture. So we can give it a little bit of a rev at the same time. Take the glow starter out. Now, this engine is stone cold, so you will need to let it warm up a little bit before you take the glow starter out. But I think I've quite adequately described on how you need to start your nitro engine. Now, it goes without saying, different engines will behave differently when cold and when hot and when starting. But that, in a nutshell, is how you do it. Hopefully, I've helped you to understand just how one of these nitro engines actually works and how to start it up. So that if you have gone and bought yourself a little nitro car to get into the hobby of nitro RC, I reckon now you're going to just fly. If you do what I've just told you, you're going to absolutely fly and you're going to love it. Please think about subscribing to this channel if you like what I do. I really appreciate it. If I can reach my goal by the end of the year, well, I'm going to try and do my best to celebrate with all of you lot. If you've got any questions regarding Nitro RC, remember this series, and I've actually dedicated quite a lot of my time towards beginners. Please ask your questions. The best possible way to get an answer and get the help that you want is by commenting on either this video or one of my other videos, because if you comment, not only I can see and reply to you, but other people who may know the answer will also be able to help you. You'll just have to sieve out the wildly wrong answers and the good ones. You can also send me an email. The email address is probably in the description, but it's definitely in the channel description. But that way you only get me, and I would definitely recommend commenting is a better way. If any of you have sent me a PM on Instagram at any point because I've recently realised there must have been about 60 or 70 private messages on Instagram which I had no idea existed until the other day. All of a sudden, randomly, I went on Instagram to see if there was any messages, and it said there was, I think it was 87 messages, and I thought, blimey, what's happened here? And it was just over 70, I think 72 or something like that, was in the requested section. I'd never seen them before. Some of them were from 226 weeks ago, and a lot of them had actually deleted their accounts afterwards, which is a shame. But I never saw those messages. So I need to apologise to those of you that may have sent me a message in the past and I never replied. But also, try not to send a message on Instagram, because it's extremely unreliable. And, well, to be honest, I may not even see the message. And then you might think I'm ignoring you and you won't get the help that you want anyway. Commenting is the best way. Thanks for watching, you lot. And there is going to be plenty more in this beginner series. And I know that I've already done a starting video, but this is a 2025 update. As I say, thanks for watching. I look forward to doing some more. I've got so much knowledge that I want to share with you lot. Cheerio.